Conspiracy channel called Call for an Uprising. What conspiracy do they dabble in? Thanks for resub, Scoopy. Is it a fun one or a boring conspiracy? Call for Uprising has stuff like Tom Hanks sold his soul in the Illuminati. That's pretty standard stuff. Let me see. Does it, for the Tom Hanks stuff, does it use the really fun evidence such as the roadwork spray paint? Does anyone remember that? This was a pretty popular conspiracy a couple years ago about Tom Hanks. People believed that he was part of the Illuminati, I think it was. I'm a little foggy on the details. But one of the pieces of evidence they used was random spray paint on the sidewalk. It was fucking awesome. Oh my god, wait, this channel has 528,000 subs? Is it a conspiracy channel or is it more like a satire thing? The Illuminati agenda behind the 2020 Super Bowl commercials. Wait, what? Oh, they just came back. The wicked continue to get more bold and more sick by the day. This is how people get into the conspiracies, because there's actually talking about an actual, real, sick and twisted thing that happened that's legitimate, which is the Balenciaga thing. But then I'm sure it's going to be littered with some absolutely unhinged shit as well. But the Balenciaga stuff is, like, truly awful. I want to see the Illuminati agenda.
If you've ever had this feeling that something was terribly wrong with the world that we live in, but you couldn't figure out just what it was, then you've come to the right place. Secret societies, mystery religions, and the
This is high effort.
have been controlling our reality since the beginning of time. But not anymore, because there is an awakening happening, and you are about to become a part of it. Wake up, because this is a call for an uprising.
This is hype. What? I also love the idea that all of these believers have, that the people that are rising up are like the smartest and strongest amongst us. Like somehow they're going to fight it. Let's suspend disbelief. The Illuminati's real or whatever. They're going to somehow fight against the Illuminati that's been controlling the world for eons. These people, very average, normal people, are somehow going to overthrow that? How?
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. I wanted to do a video covering the Super Bowl commercials for lots of reasons. The Super Bowl, like I've said, it's the most watched show in America every year, and they use these commercials to influence the audience. You'll see tons of repetition and tons of themes, similar themes throughout all of these commercials, because you can see exactly what they're trying to push.
Well,
Now,
open my third eye. I want to take a peek.
I think the big theme that we've seen, which we're continuing to see, is obviously feminism, which I'll get into. They touch a lot on 5G. They touch a lot on space, conditioning people into the whole Mars hoax that's not real, you know, going to Mars and all that stuff.
That's a lot to unpack off rip. Is it going to Mars that's the hoax, or is Mars the hoax? Like the existence of Mars, is that in question, or is it the going to? Because the going to Mars thing, I agree, that probably won't happen for a long time. Elon is way too optimistic about that. But the way he's talking about it makes it seem like he believes Mars itself is a lie. Why not just get a telescope? Or, I'm a fucking idiot. Obviously a telescope's not going to show you the truth because it's manufactured by a company, and the company is a slave to the government. So thus, it's all been tampered with, and you can't really see with your true eyes through a telescope. It wouldn't show you the truth. Plus 5G contamination.
They even talk about fake news and flat Earth, for those of you who are flat Earth fans or globe fans and love to bicker about that. The first thing I really want to discuss is just this commercial that stood out the most. And this is on my website at callforuprising.com. I think most people commented about this commercial, saying, I mean, this was the most ridiculous one, really, of all that anyone saw.
I don't remember
And
the
that's
commercials.
Michelob
Super Bowl
beer
commercials are
commercial,
trash.
6 for 6. So they're constantly just saying 666, right? They're going 6 beers, a 6-pack of 6 beers, you know, for 6 people.
Devil.
Everyone gets one.
The devil number.
We can save the farms and all that kind of stuff. And it's just unbelievably how ritualistic it is, because you see them doing ritual dances, ritual ceremony dances on the Masonic black and white tile.
Michelob Ultra Pure Gold introduces 6 for 6 pack. Pick up a six-pack. We'll help transition 6 square feet of farmland to organic. Go for a six-pack. This.
Oh, fuck me.
Looks like Ben gets one. All of this can turn organic.
No! It's right in front of our face!
6 square feet.
Right? But that's a coincidence, of course, right? As they constantly are saying 666. Subliminal.
What is the point? Like, let's assume the Illuminati's real. The devil is out there. 666 summons him. What is the point in even putting it in the commercial? Why? Just for people to put it together? Like, they thought they could fool us. But, like, who is it? Like, let's say it's real. Who's it for? Like, am I an Illuminati fan? Like, oh, I get the imagery. Yeah! Like, I don't think they'd go, like, bother. What would be the point? For themselves? Yeah, but why? Like, I don't see, like, it's not like a convincing argument. They do it for themselves, but now we've picked up on it. Surely there'd be a purpose behind it if it's this all-powerful organization that's been controlling the world for generations, powered by the devil. Surely there'd be a reason for it. Not just, we felt like trolling.
Right? I thought that was probably the funniest one of all, as far as just being so, so in your face if you're awake, but you know that nobody out there who's asleep has any clue as to what they're seeing. They're like, oh, let's help save the farms. Yeah, they really want to save the farms. I'm sure they want to get rid of Monsanto, and we're going to save all the farmers. Monsanto's going to go out of business, I'm sure. Absolutely. And look,
I mean, is that wrong? I doubt they care about saving the farms.
Time to break down the color symbolism and the Masonic or satanic occultic symbols in it. But if you remember my website, I have it pinned, the Super Bowl, and a lot of people have posted pictures and they're talking about it, interacting with each other. So check it out over there. I'm going to go through the ones that really just stood out to me that I want to show you, because those are the main agendas that I saw. And of course, another thing that they always do, which never gets discussed, is they put in what we've seen over the last 20 years or so. They would put in gay characters, right, in all these TV shows. So just have one in there. So it becomes, you get desensitized from. Well, now they're doing that with the trans. We see this guy who I've covered where.
Oof. Okay, that's not. Now it's stopped being a fun, goofy thing. Now it's just getting bad. Thanks for the 5 gift subs, Cosmic. I wanted to hear more about Mars being a hoax. Eek. I thought it was going to be fun conspiracies. Illuminati is a religious conspiracy? Depends on who you talk to. It's not always religious from what I've seen. And I always keep up with the Illuminati conspiracy theorists because I always find it interesting. A lot of them do find it to be more of like a religious thing, but not all of them. Some of them just genuinely think it's like some kind of like rich, powerful cult that is somehow implanting microchips in people. Doesn't really have the religious undertones. Why they want to fuck kids though? Who, the Illuminati? I don't know. Ask people in Hollywood. Nah, that's a conspiracy, I believe. Well, that's not like a conspiracy. There is so much pedophilia in Hollywood, it's fucking weird. That one's not a conspiracy. That shit is just like actual. That has been documented for years and years and years. That shit is foul. What even is the Illuminati? Bro, it's... The Illuminati... Okay. The Illuminati is like this culmination of a ton of conspiracies that all get wrapped under the umbrella of the Illuminati. Think of the secret space program. I've talked a lot about the secret space program, which, of course, Oki made the best possible video on. Oh, wow. This is the secret space program. That's the belief of pretty much anything in regards to fantasy being real. So the secret space program is a group of people that believe that they, at one point in their lives, were spacefaring. Some of them were vampires, some of them were werewolves, and all of them were abducted by the government and fighting Nazis in space. It's a really entertaining cult. It's harmless too. Like they believe that they used to be elite werewolf astronaut Nazi fighters, and it's very interesting. But the Illuminati is that, but with a ton of other beliefs thrown in, and all about how we're controlled by a secret cabal, like a secret group of powerful overlords that people are too blind to see, despite the triangles and the Masonic imagery. But I consider the Illuminati, a lot of the Illuminati and the secret space program, pretty similar. No cult is harmless. Yeah, you say that, but people like Flat Earth and secret space program, they don't hurt nobody. They just have some silly beliefs. The Flat Earthers prove themselves wrong every time they do an experiment. Like, they're just harmlessly goofy. Flat Earth is very anti-Semitic. I'm sure certain members are, but the belief that the Earth is flat, which a lot of them preach, is in and of itself kind of harmless. I'm sure there are anti-Semitic people in there, and there's anti-Semitic people all over the place. But I don't think Flat Earth as a whole is anti-Semitic. It's just a really fucking goofy belief. Do you know Time Cube? Time Cube is a weird one too, yeah. Didn't a guy die because he made an immediate interesting counterpoint. Didn't a guy die because he made a homemade rocket to prove the Earth is flat? Yes, a man did tragically pass away in a homemade rocket that he shot himself out of to prove the Earth was flat. That did happen. Yep, that's true. But overall, the belief that the Earth is flat isn't hurting anyone. It's just they're very silly. Some of them get a little too confident with trying to prove it correct that they hurt themselves. So it's flat. No, that's the saddest part about it. You already know that guy at like the apex of that launch saw the curve and he was like, fuck, that's damn rough. His universe melts around him and then impact. So he did not go out happy. It only went 2,000 feet? I thought it went more than that. It's been a while since I read this story. I thought it actually went pretty high. 2,000 isn't high. It's high, but it's a fucking rocket. He built a fucking rocket. I thought it went a lot higher than that. I'm more concerned that a random guy was able to build a rocket at home. I mean, well, you haven't seen The Astronaut Farmer? Like, it happens. I've seen that tossed around. I don't know how true it is. The rocket guy wasn't a flat earther, just scammed them for his rocket adventures. I don't know if that's necessarily accurate or not, but the whole idea behind his rocket flight was to prove the Earth was flat, or at least so he said, and then he died doing it.